party people, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing a layout in my Heidi Swapp Storyline Chapters insert. This is my quarantine chronicle, so it's where I'm documenting what life looks like in quarantine season. And I'm leaving today's video a little bit longer. I had a poll go up on Instagram yesterday where I'm trying to figure out if you guys would prefer longer videos. So if in the comments you could let me know if, in light of what's going on right now, I know a lot of people are stuck at home. Well, not stuck at home. We're safe at home. I'm trying to change the language I'm using. But I know a lot of people are at home right now, and if you guys could use a little bit of an entertainment and you want longer videos from me, just let me know in the comments so I know how to prep things going forward. But I'm making a layout documenting Tiger King. And you guys, if you are not watching Tiger King right now, first of all, how are you avoiding Tiger King? Because it's everywhere. Second of all, it is literally the wildest thing on television right now. There are Tiger King memes for days. And my favorite part about being safe at home right now is the memes. Like, I have a whole folder on my phone just devoted to all the memes I've been finding on the internet. Tiger King's the wildest thing in the world. And I think it definitely deserves a page in my quarantine chronicles because it is taking up a lot of my life. I've been rewatching Tiger King. Like, not only did I waste hours of my life the first time, I'm going back in for a deeper dive. That is how obsessed I am with this show. So, back to the process. I'll talk to you guys about Tiger King in a little bit, but back to the process. So I pulled out my Misty, and this stamp set is from Kelly Purkey, and it is sadly no longer available, and it makes me so sad that Kelly Purkey's not designing stamps anymore, because she's one of the smartest and the most clever designers I know. So she had released this series of stamp sets. It was one big 4x6, and then I think 5 3x4s, and it was all around entertainment. And so I had purchased the 4x6 stamp, and then I had purchased 3 of the 3x4s, the one that said binge, the one that said watched, and the one that said story time. There was one about the news, and I kind of regret not buying that one, because aren't we all documenting what's on the news right now? And then there was one about going to live shows, which is not something that I do very often, so I didn't buy that one. But the 4x6 stamp had this journaling card thing that you could layer. So it had some lines for you to do journaling, and then it had space for you to add additional stamps and add additional words. So I'm just using my Misty to create a journaling card that is going to hold my story about Tiger King. So pretty much it has the arrow to separate the two top places, and then there was 3 lines for journaling, and then there was a line that said liked, disliked, noted, and then it had 5 stars, so you could rate whatever you were, documenting, and a space for the date. And so I end up eventually using my pen to fill that all out. And I'm doing a lot of stamping on this page. So I'd said this before, but for my Heidi Line, that's a new one. For my Heidi Swapp Storyline Chapters inserts, say that 5 times fast. I'm sticking to just stamping words and photos just so this book doesn't end up super thick. So I'm using my Studio Calico Mega Date stamp. I almost never pull this thing out because I messed it up 100 times. And do you guys see how many times I tried it on the bottom before I was comfortable doing it on my page? That is how sad it makes me. I love this stamp, but I'm always terrified that I'm going to ruin it. And then it's huge. So if you stamp it on something and it's gross, then you're stuck. But I did it anyway, and I really like how it came out, and it's a perfect way to stamp the date. And if you look in the pictures, it is not perfect stamping, but who cares? Progress, not perfection. So I have a few inks I'll tell you. I'm using the scrapbook.com hybrid inks. Those inks are lush, and the color that I use, that teal color, is called Mermaid. And so here's what I'm doing now. Because I had already did the right side of this spread, and I had made that paper that you see on the page is some jelly plate mono printing. And I did this during Instagram Live. And I did a jelly plate mono printed background and used it for pattern paper for the right side. So since I had some of it left, I decided to use it again on the left side. Now, these are 2 separate stories, but I figured since they were going side by side and there was already so much color on the right side, I was just going to repeat some of those colors on the left side. So now we're going to do a whole lot of stamping. And there's probably not much I can tell you about what I'm doing when I'm stamping. I'm literally pulling out stamps from all of the stamp sets I have on my desk. I will link the Studio Calico stamp set that I have on my desk because that is still on sale. It was the June 2019. So Studio Calico, if you don't know, has a stamp subscription, and it is great. You get a 6x8 stamp every month. And last time I checked, the stamp subscription was $20. So if you subscribe, you get a 6x8 stamp every month. And the stamps are really good. But if you're not a fan of subscriptions, then you can buy them when they go on sale. And I think they typically go on sale 2 months. If they don't sell out, they go on sale 2 months after the subscription is over. And I'm subscribed to the Studio Calico stamps now, but at this time I wasn't. And when I saw they brought this stamp set back, I was like, I 100% need it. So I immediately added it to cart. But it says things like breaking news, and then it has spots for you to do some journaling, and then it has a bunch of titles: currently, right now, enjoying, reading. So I'm using this as the base for my stamp clusters. And what my layout design was to have my photo and my journaling on opposite corners, and then fill in the rest of the space with layered stamping. So I'm just adding a ton of stamping. There's no real rhyme or reason. I just wanted to stamp and do some layering. So I pulled out 2 more colors. I still have Mermaid on my desk. I pulled out Daffodil, also from scrapbook.com, and then I pulled out this color called Bubblegum, and this is from the Stamp Market. And I just wanted to repeat the colors that I had in that jelly plate mono printed background that I had done. So there was corals, there was yellow, and there was blue. There was some green, but I was really worried about introducing too many colors. So I stuck to the 3 colors. And I'm just pulling out stamps from all the stamp sets and layering them. So right now, all the stamps that I'm pulling out are from that Studio Calico sheet. I love those 6x8 stamps, especially when you get the ones designed by Geraldine from In a Creative Bubble or Christine from Everyday Explorers. Those are my favorite because they tend to be less icons and more prompt based. So when I do stamping, I like a mix of the icons, but I like having prompts because I use stamps as a jumping off point for words, right? So now I'm adding a few icons, and these are from the Kelly Perky stamps. And in between stamping, I am cleaning all my stamps with my stamp chamois. I'm trying to be better about cleaning my stamps as I use them, because I feel like if I clean my stamps as I use them, I am more likely to actually clean my stamps and not just forget about them and put them back and let them be gross and then restamp the next day. And I've actually stained my rubber ducky ink pad because I did that because I forgot to clean my stamps, put them away, and then I used a black archival ink the previous time, and now my rubber ducky ink has a giant black spot in the middle. So trying to be better about cleaning my stamps. So for the most part, I'll let you watch me stamp, and I'll talk to you about Tiger King. So if you haven't watched Tiger King, I will not spoil it, I promise. But it is literally the wildest. Oh, you guys, wait, hold on. Do you see what happened? So my journaling card has flipped over into my pink ink. Also, let's look at how long it takes me to realize that my journaling card is now face down in my pink ink, because I am literally stamping and minding my business and not paying attention to the fact that I have sabotaged myself and ruined everything I'm making. And Crystal, if you watch this, you see, there you go. Look at that. At first I put it down and I don't even think about it. And then I pick it back up and I have a full-on meltdown because I was not restamping and doing the writing and doing all that over. It was not happening. So I had a bit of a meltdown. But Crystal, if you're watching this, there are a few people who enjoy when Tashiana has flubs. I normally drop stickers on my pages and then have a meltdown. And I've been very good these last few weeks, and I haven't had any crazy issues where things go wrong. And I thought I was past that season of my life, and then this happened. So you guys get to see how it's not clever at all what I do to cover this up, because I was not going back and pulling out my Misty and stamping this card over. It was not happening. We were just going to cover this up and we were going to figure it out. So back to Tiger King. Wildest show on television. Can you imagine, if you've seen it, can you imagine being the documentarian who shows up in Oklahoma and you think you're going to be doing a documentary on people who privately own big cats, and you find this kerfluffle? Because that is literally the only word I have for the chaos. It is a kerfluffle of epic proportions. It is literally the wildest thing on television. There's murder for hire, and there's bad BDSM, and there's polygamy, and there's just crazy people with guns blowing stuff up all the time, and somehow they actually have tigers, which look, at this point the tigers are like the background characters to the story. Like, nobody cares about the tigers. It's all the crazy people on the show. Watch Tiger King, you guys. Don't watch it with your kids though, but watch Tiger King. So now I'm working on my title. And I didn't know if I wanted to do a title, but then I decided that I did want a title. So I'm going to die cut a title. And I have these, I've used these before on my channel, so you've probably seen these before. They're the Sizzix sticky sheets. So they're like a double-sided adhesive, and you apply them to the back side of your paper, and that makes your paper a sheet of sticker paper. And then when you die cut out your sheet of sticker paper, then your die cuts have adhesive on the back of them. I like to do it when I'm die cutting alphas, because it's just easier to stick them down than having to like fight with wet glue. So I prefer them when I'm die cutting alphas. That's when I use them. And this is the Tim Holtz and Sizzix alphanumeric die lower. So I have the uppercase ones and I have the lowercase ones. And the last time you guys saw me use them, they were in a jumbled up bag. Well, since then, I've gotten 8 by 10. I'll link them in the description box if you want to get them. They're 8 by 10 magnet sheets that I got from Amazon. And they're just adhesive. So you stick them down on like an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, and that makes your paper a bit of magnets. Yeah, that makes your paper magnetized, and then you can store all your dies. So I have my uppercase ones and my lowercase ones on the sheet. It makes it really easy to make titles, so I'm not like sorting through a bag of dies every time I want to do this. And I just use a bit of purple tape to stick my dies down to my paper because they were moving a bit too much, and I was worried that they would start like overlapping when I put them through the die cutting machine. So just a bit of purple tape, and then when I was done, these dies have like a little hole. So I think most dies, this is not unique to these dies, but most dies have like a little hole. So you can just pop the die cut out of the die if they're stuck after you put them through the die cutting machine. And I'm using my Sizzix Sidekick. You guys have heard me rant about this before. I have not done so much die cutting in my life since I've got a Sizzix Sidekick, because my Big Shot is just super big. Like, I mean, it's a Big Shot, right? It's huge. And I don't want to pull that out and have that on my desk all the time. Also, I'm working on a tiny desk, and half my desk is storage space. So I don't have space on my desk to have a giant die cutting machine out all the time. So I use my my Sidekick, because if you're die cutting a title, you don't need a huge die cutting machine. If you're die cutting small flowers, then you can do that with a Sidekick also. It's amazing. Highly, highly recommend it. If you're new to die cutting and you don't want to make the investment of the Big Shot, because pretty much most of what you can do for paper crafting, you can do with the Sidekick. Like, if you're going to do like giant tags or the nested dies, then you need a bigger die cutting machine. But for the most part, I get by just fine with my Sidekick. All right, so now I've stuck down everything to my page, and you see now I have my design pretty much laid out. And I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to cover up that mess of pink ink on my journaling card. And first I tried to put 2 label stickers, but I hated the way the 2 label stickers looked. So I was like, hey, what if I use some washi and 1 label sticker? And I liked that so much more. So I put the washi and the 1 label sticker on the bottom. Obviously repeat it on top of my photo of Joe Exotic and the tiger. Honestly, this photo makes me smile so big. I was flipping through my Quarantine Chronicles journal with Joshua a few minutes ago and showing him what I've made in this book so far. I think I have like 6 spreads in this book so far. And I'm not doing so my approach to the Quarantine Chronicles, I'm not doing any journaling about stats or the actual virus right now. That would be too much for me to handle because I am in New York City. And if you're following the news, the situation in New York City is dire. I'm not going to talk about it here because I don't think you guys want to come hear about crazy corona panic here. We're coming here for a bit of an escape, right? But I do not yet. I'm not ready to really journal about what's happening and how it's been affecting, me personally, because it's really, like, corona has, like, shaken my life and completely turned it upside down. So for this insert, it's going to be a bit of fun and light. We're documenting just being home and what I'm doing and how I'm passing the time. Maybe in a week or so when I'm ready, I'll start including like harder pictures, but for right now, it's just a bit of levity. And that picture of Joe Exotic with his tiger makes me smile so big, so big. So I went ahead and I added a few clear stickers under where the 2 photos met, just because I had a few of those clear stickers on the right side. And yes, but these are not connected spreads, but because they're next to each other, I kind of wanted them to look like they went together, which is why I repeated that jelly printed paper and why I added a few of those clear flowers. Now, I'm not adding a ton, just a little bit where the two photos meet. And now I have this thing with photo corners. I blame Heidi Swapp for my weird obsession with photo corners, but there's photo corners in the sticker. So the sticker books I have are the Storyline Chapters sticker books and the Art Walk sticker books, and all I did was take them out of their packaging and put them on a ring because I tend to use them all together. So that's what it is. It's the 4 books. It's Planner, Journaler, Scrapbooker, and Art Walk on a ring. I'm going to have to find photo corners now because Heidi Swapp has introduced me to photo corners. I've never used photo corners in my scrapbooking ever, but now I end up using them on every page, and I think they're stupid fun. So if you guys know a place to grab photo corners, please let me know because I didn't even know these were a thing and now I have to have them. So now I'm adding a few clear rainbows and I'm just going to add a few clear stickers because there were a lot of clear stickers in this book that matched the colors that I had used in my stamps. So I grabbed a blue one that said 2 thumbs up. I eventually put down a yellow one that says 5 stars. Also, if you're curious, I did give Tiger King 5 stars. I think it deserved it. It is the trashiest thing on TV, but I needed that right now, so I did give Tiger King 5 stars. I added another blue one that says, I'm loving this. And in the labels, I was wondering if I should stamp in the labels or if I should handwrite in the labels. I chose to add stickers because I was worried, like the stickers, the label stickers are no longer flat because they're on like the edge of the photos. And I was worried that if I added stamping on top of it, I would kind of fudge the stamping just because it wasn't a flat surface anymore. So I just pulled out some more of those tiny word stickers. I used a light blue one in the light blue label that said write it down. And I put I think I'm doing that right now. And I put one that says experienced on the top because Tiger King is an experience, you guys. It's just, there's no words. Please watch Tiger King and then let me know what you think about it, okay? I'm done ranting about it. It's wonderful. So I add a few clear stickers. I added, I think I did it already. I added a yellow sun and a yellow dot up top where the other label sticker is. And everything I do on the bottom, I'm just repeating it on the top. I think that helps with the diagonal flow of the page and also helps the page to make more sense. Like everything looks connected, right? So after this, all I'm going to do is stick down my title. So like I said, with the Sizzix sticky sheets, your paper that you die cut your alphas from are now sticker paper. So I took the backing. My husband had to help me this because my nails are too long. They're stupid long and I can't go get them done because Corona. So he has to help me do a lot of things because my nails are just becoming unmanageable. But I took an old Erin Condren ruler just to kind of figure out the spacing for my title. I wanted like the Tiger King to go across the middle and overlap the 2 photos. And also it's just easier to do it this way so that once my title was on my ruler, I could kind of flex it. Like you'll see. I stick it down directly and then pull the ruler out from underneath. And all the letters cooperate except the R because like Joshua told you guys yesterday, just one of them has to be difficult. And from here, that pretty much completes the page. Like I mess around with adding some washi somewhere else because I can't help myself. But I think that's it. Yeah, I don't do anything else. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you're so inclined. Let me know what you think about the longer process videos and if you want more, longer videos right now. I hope you guys are safe. I hope you guys stay well. And the only way we're going to make it out of this is together, right? So do your best, stay home, be safe. Until next time, keep it crafty and have the best day, and I will see you around. Bye!